What is going on, everyone? This is BK Plays, and today we're going to be building the Washington Wizards Dynasty. No longer will they be a bottom feeder franchise. Instead, we will make them into the greatest franchise that has ever been. We're going to do this through vicious rebuilding. We're going to be probably trading every single guy that's on the roster right now. But for the first year, what we're going to be looking to do is just lose as much as possible and accumulate assets. And the next year, we're really going to hit the ground running. Just made a lot of trades. Most of them were just trying to get to expiring contracts. We're going to keep some of the young guys. We were trying to get worse, accumulate assets. One of the big ones we made was Keyshawn George for Jared McCain. And this is just based off of, I've seen Keyshawn George many, many times in the sim just get very, very good overall, but do nothing in terms of like stat production. So we made the move to go for Jared McCain. He's an A potential. He's hopefully going to develop quite well. Hopefully injuries does not hold him back. And we're going to get a lot of young guys playing a bunch of minutes. That's going to be the key for this first year. We kept Koulibaly, Trey Johnson, and Sarr. I like those guys, so we're going to see how they do. And we're going to try to move on from Trae Young just to get off of his contract and get an expiring contract because we want to have flexibility going to the next year so we could sign someone big in free agency and then also draft some big players in this upcoming draft. Instead of expiring contracts, I'm going to grab DeJounte Murray, who's always able to put up good stats in the sim, and then Yves Missy, who might become a very good backup center to Alex Sarr. We had to fill in some roster spots. We're going to add Ben Simmons to the team. We will add Malik Beasley as well. And then our guys that aren't getting rotation minutes, we're going to try to send down to the G League to make sure that they are still developing. And you know what? We're actually going to send Jared down there too. We're going to run an 11-man rotation, and we want to make this team as bad as possible for this first year. So we're not going to grab any rebounds. We're just going to run in transition. We are going to limit transition. We are going to have no preference on defense. We're going to play conservative defense. And what's the worst? Pick and roll, get shooters open, get to the basket. Yeah, let's just do get to the basket. So hopefully we won't take a lot of threes. And then we will get this sim going. Hopefully we are terrible, absolute dog water this season. And then we can get some really good picks in the offseason and get moving. At 13 and 23, I'm going to extend the rotation even further. Make it, not 15 guys, because then we won't get as much development. Make it 13 guys. And hopefully that helps us play worse. All right, we've been offered Carter Bryant and a first-round pick for Bub Carrington in a second. We're going to accept that. And we're still winning too many games, 17 and 28. All right, we got at the trade deadline, and somehow we have amassed 20 wins already. I'm going to see if there's ways I could slow us down more. Good to see some progression from most of our guys getting better. Yves Missy has broken his left thigh. That is not good. We might move on from Bilal, if I'm being honest. His per 36 isn't very impressive. He's 13, 5, and 4. He's terrible efficiency from 3. Good from the floor, not great. Trey Johnson giving us buckets. He's going to stay. Let's see what Sarr's doing. 12, 8, and 4. Good shooting. He just doesn't shoot it a lot. We might see what we can get for him. And again, this is per 36, so it's not like they're being impacted by playing low minutes, or at least I don't think they are. So first I'm going to see what we can do with Bilal. And like, let's say if we attach first-round picks to him, what happens? Just to see what other teams are thinking. Oh, they want to give us Evan Mobley. I think I might take Evan Mobley, unless there's anything else out there. Dyson Daniels and Jaylen Johnson. That would be pretty good. Okay, so there's stuff out there. People want Bilal, or they want all these first-round picks. Let's see if the Hawks are interested in 5 second-round picks and Bilal Koulibaly. They are not. What if we start adding first-round picks? 1, 2. Okay, so just 2 first-round picks and 3 or 4 second-round picks are good enough to get Jaylen Johnson along with Bilal Koulibaly. Let's see. And that's a move where we are spending money, but $30 million a year for Jaylen Johnson is a great contract. Let's see what is on the market for Alex Sarr and some first-round picks, and then we'll try to give out as little as possible to get them. So they're offering Evan Mobley here. That's a pretty good deal. John Morant would be interesting, but I think I'll stay away from that. Laurie and Keonte. Is Keonte good in the 2K sim? Okay, so they have made Keonte George better in the 2K sim. I really like this deal. Laurie's contract isn't great. Is Keonte... Okay, he has another year on his rookie contract. I think we try to make this deal and we try to give maybe 1 less first-round pick. If we have to give up 3, I think that's fine. Because Sarr isn't really getting any points. Yes, he's early in his contract, but he's one of those players where his overall looks incredible, but he just kind of just hangs out around there and does nothing. Meanwhile, Laurie puts up points. Keonte puts up points, and they do a bunch of stuff on the floor. So let's look at this. With 2 seconds and 2 first get it done? Yes, it does. We save ourselves a first-round pick, and we pick up Lauri Markkanen and Keonte George. We're going to keep DeJounte Murray, Trey Johnson, Beasley, and these guys. Everyone else should be fine. I guess I'm going to just see if I can get second-round picks for everyone else, and then what I'm going to try to do is make sure we spread our minutes as much as possible so we don't win too many games, although it looks like we may already be winning too much. And then since we've been accumulating assets, we can trade for the guys that we want in this next draft class, right? This isn't getting assets, but these are getting good players who will be on cheap contracts for a while. Dante always resigns for a low amount. Joan Berenger is on his rookie contract. We can put him in the G League, give him some minutes, let him develop. So this will be setting up the team for next year. And I mean, heck, I'm starting to think we won enough games. We might even just go for it and try to get into the playoffs this year and see what we can do. We have assets from a bunch of different teams, so I guess, you know what, we might as well try it, see what we can get done. We go 40 and 42. That should be good enough to get us into the play-in after we decided to make a late push, after making some moves to just get better players on the team for next year, transitioning off of our young guys and preparing for the next year. But we have a chance to do something in the playoffs if we can get past the play-in. But with that aside, Cade Cunningham wins MVP with 33, 7, and 9, putting up some monster stats. Yegor Demon is the Rookie of the Year. Colin Sexton is the Sixth Man of the Year. Victor is the Defensive Player of the Year, which seems to happen in every sim now. Montas Buzelis, Most Improved. Tyrese Maxey is Clutch Player of the Year. He's been going off this year. That's well earned. Coach of the Year is Chris Finch, 63-19, and the Exec of the Year is the Timberwolves as well. All right, and let's move. And I might actually... Okay, so we are the 7th seed, so that is pretty good, or about as good as it can be when you're in the play-in. So let's sim this game. Okay, we have won that game, which means that we are now the 8th seed, and we will play Detroit in the first round, who has the MVP, so this will be a tough matchup. So let's look at our rotation. Yeah, Caleb Martin, you're not going to play. Let's cut it down to 9 men. Then we have Simmons and Beasley are the last guys. Yeah, so I'd rather spread it between them than just have one guy doing everything. So let's see. And the Pistons generally aren't a good three-point shooting team. Let's look at that, though. So, okay, here they are. Had the 3rd best record. Good differential. Good from the field. Decent from 3 and 26 shots, which is lowest in the league. Yeah, so we are going to have to change our game plan to, instead of limiting perimeter shots, we're going to protect the paint. So let's sim. We're able to get 1 win, lose game 2, win game 3, win game 4. All right. And from the play-in, the Washington Wizards make it to the conference semifinals. Let's take a look at the Cavaliers, see what they do. All right, where are they? 10th. They have the 10th best winning percentage. 3.2 point differential, so not incredible, not world beaters. They're pretty efficient from the field, very efficient from 3, and 34 shots per game, which is top 10. So we will go back to limiting perimeter shots. All right, and let's take a look at our rotation, see if anyone's hurt or anything like that. We have a lot of point guard minutes, and so we have a lot of power forward minutes too. So I'm going to move Ben Simmons out of point guard and into power forward. We're going to move one of our power forwards, Lauri Markkanen, move into small forward, power forward. See what that looks like. Okay, and ooh, there's no centers now. But we have Ease Missy. Is he not? He's a center. Simmons, they want to put him at center. Okay. Well, I'll just make him center then. Center, power forward. Okay, that looks a little bit more balanced. Keonte, Trey Johnson, Markkanen, Jaylen Johnson, Simmons, Murray, DiVincenzo, Beasley, Missy is your rotation. All right, we sim 1 game. We win the first one, win the second, lose the third, lose the fourth. Come on. Win pivotal game 5, and we are on to the conference finals. All right, we will be playing the Atlanta Hawks. I can tell you right now, they're probably going to be chucking up threes. We're on limited perimeter shots. Let's just check it out to make sure. And after we check out the Hawks, I am going to check out our stats to see how we ended the year after switching midway to say, hey, screw it, let's see what we can do. So the Hawks are flat on point differential, so we should be able to handle them, considering how we've done with better opponents. They're not that great from the field. They are good from 3, and they put up 43 shots a game, which is, yeah, that's exactly the most. Okay, so we have the right system to deal with them. Let's just go, yeah. Okay, so the Wizards, we went 40 and 42. A negative 2.5 differential, so we weren't able to turn around much. Not great from the field. Not very good from 3 either. So it's really a tale of 2 halves. 45 rebounds per game, which is, it looks like top. Maybe not. 24 assists, which is in the bottom, I think. Yep. Yeah, we were just not a very good team. But we're able to beat these teams, so it must be just the first half that really held us back. Let's look at what our defensive rating is. Where are the Wizards? Okay, so we had a pretty good defense. That's what's been holding us up. And again, our stats were way down a lot by the first half of the year. So let's take another quick look at the rotation, make sure we're all good there. East Missy is the last guy. I'm okay with that. Beasley, Devo. Markkanen coming off the bench along with Devo and Beasley is probably just gangbusters. Simmons, Johnson, Murray, Johnson, and George. Looks like a pretty good rotation. I like it. We win the first game, lose the second, win the third, win the fourth, and the Washington Wizards are in the NBA Finals. Let's see who our opponent will be. It is the Houston Rockets, which I definitely would prefer over the Spurs. Kevin Durant is your Western Conference Finals MVP, 28, 5, and 5 on 50-50-80 efficiency. Jaylen Johnson is your Eastern Conference Finals MVP, 16, 14, and 6. Damn, look at those rebounds. Good efficiency from the field, not so much from 3. Good from the free throw line. All right, and let's take a look at the Rockets. Seems to be doing well when we've been looking at these teams, figuring out what they're good at and trying to clamp that down. So we're going to continue that. They have a really good offense, it looks like. They are efficient from the field and from three. 28 3-pointers per game doesn't look like a ton, and it is bottom of the league. So we're going to protect the paint and hope that gives us an advantage. Let's look at our roster, make sure we got no injuries or anything like that. DeJounte is hurt, so that does hurt us a little bit. Jared McCain will step into the rotation, and he is not very efficient from the field. Pretty good from three. Well, that's just in the playoffs. In this season, he was pretty efficient. Let's look at per 36. He will get up shots, it looks like. And let's just hope he does it efficiently when he's out there. All right, I think we're good. Let's sim the first game and see how it goes. All right, we lose. How much did we lose by? Just 6 points. So we weren't able to stop them defensively. So they probably just went off from three. Jabari Smith hit 5 of 8. Yeah, he's not. Sengun 4 of 5, 4 of 7. Yeah, so we just got cooked from three. That's okay. I say we give it another shot. We had good offense. Okay, so we win the second game. We didn't stress out, stuck to the plan. And this game, they come down to earth a little bit from three. Jabari Smith is still hitting a bunch of them. It's going crazy. We're going to sim one more game. All right, we win the second. Let's see how that goes. We blow them out by 21. Markkanen, very efficient, scoring a bunch. Trey Johnson as well. Keonte George, good distribution of points all across. Good rebounds from Missy and Markkanen. And we had Reed Shepard putting up a bunch of bricks. That helped us out a bunch. Okay, so that's a good help. Let's sim through the game. We have 3 wins, and we are 1 win away from an NBA championship in year 1 when I said we were going to just throw. Let's look at what happened in game 4. So Trey Johnson carried the load offensively. A bunch of guys with a bunch of steals. Ben Simmons had 3 blocks, coming in clutch on the defensive end. Jaylen Johnson, Ease Missy with 2 blocks as well. Jaylen Johnson with 2 steals. All right, we're going to do Simcast, see how this game goes, see if we can finally close it out. Ooh, it is a close game. It looks like, we're down 5. If I can win it, I can win it. At this point, it looks like we have a pretty good chance of winning the series, so I don't feel too bad putting my thumb on the scale. And I might be putting the thumb on the scale to have us lose. And I did actually help us lose that game. Oopsies. Hopefully that doesn't hurt us. Let's simulate this game. Okay. And the Washington Wizards are NBA champions in year 1. Jaylen Johnson is your finals MVP, 18, 10, and 7. 2 steals, a block, 50, 40, 90. Can't ask for much more. Some good guys in this draft, so I'm going to try to get some. I'm going to see if I can get 2 top 5 picks. After I do that, I will come back and we'll hit the NBA draft. We have the 1 and the 4 pick. Let's take a look at the players we have. AJ Debansa is projected to be LeBron James. I think I would like to have LeBron James on my team. Darren Peterson, Hall of Fame ceiling as well. We do only have the first pick, so who do we want? Debansa 6'9", 7'2" wingspan, 6'5", 6'10" wingspan. I think Speedy Blow by Ace or Blow by Bulldozer. Let's just go with AJ. And let's see if, Darren Peterson goes. Nate Ament. What else we have? We have Cameron Boozer still on the board. Let's see, you know what? I'm going to see if I can get Darren Peterson by trading for him. If I give this the 4th pick and Dante, can I get Darren? That's enough. That's all it took. Okay. So we're going to sim to the end of the draft now. We get Debansa and Peterson. Sign both of them. Bring back Keonte, Missy, McCain, and Johnson. No one's a really good system match, so I'm probably just going to sign. Yeah, Nurkic is a good system match, so let's give him a 2-year deal. If he wants to come here on, someone else is trying to pay him. The Pelicans, yeah, we're probably going to lose him. Can I give him another contract? Damn, he's going to take that money. Kevin Love, come here. Jaylen Johnson does not get any better, although he was the finals MVP. That's all right. Keonte stays the same, which, he seemed like he was cooking for us too. Markkanen gets worse. That's interesting. Trey Johnson jumps up 6 overall, as well as Jared McCain spending some time in the G League. So it looks like that time treated him well. Eves Missy up 3. Ben Simmons up 2 from probably position changes. AJ Johnson up 4. Will Riley up 4. DeJounte up 1, even though he has a dislocated left patella. Kevin Love goes down. Sharif Cooper and Jamar Watkins are up, but I have to release them, so that doesn't matter much for us. We will run a 10-man rotation with Kevin Love being our last man. We have a couple of injuries. DeJounte Murray's hurt. Jeremy McCain's hurt as well, but I put him down in the G League for now. And at the trade deadline, we can look at this again. We're running a better system to help us. Don't think we really have a... You know what? We're going to do play through star, and that star is probably going to be Jaylen Johnson. Play patient offense, crash the boards on both offense and defense. We'll switch to limit perimeter shots for the full league, and then we'll change it as we need to go in the playoffs. Playing physical defense, and that should be good to keep this team moving. Remember, we only started doing that a little bit after the trade deadline last year. That got us into the playoffs. Let's see what happens when we do it for a full year with a better roster. Damn, this is tempting. I kind of want to take this trade. All right, let's look at it. They want to give us Stefon Castle for Jaylen Johnson. And now, I know what you're thinking. He was just the finals MVP. Why would we mess this up? We're a rebuilding team. Let's look at their stats. Let's just hear me out. So, Jaylen Johnson, 16, 11, and 7. Yeah, we're probably not going to give him up. Let's see what Stefon Castle's doing. 16, 6, and 6. Yeah, okay, simple. I've seen Stefon Castle go crazy in some of these sims, and Keldon Johnson is a really good bench piece, and definitely better than Malik Beasley. That would be an upgrade for sure. But sometimes Stefon Castle just goes nuts. We will stay away from this for now, but definitely wanted to think about it. All right, we are at the trade deadline. We are 35-19, not too great, but we also have some guys that were hurt for a while. And then we also put some players that could be in the rotation into the G League just so they get even better, playing the long game there. Looking at team stats, let's see where we rank offensively. We don't rank well offensively. Good thing our defense is carrying us. We have the best defense in the league by about 4 points. We have the second best point differential. Not the best from the field. We are shooting it pretty damn well from 3. So maybe we change our system to get shooters open. I think that's a change we'll make. And then let's look at our individual stats. Okay, Trey Johnson taking the scoring load. Then Markkanen, George, Jaylen Johnson. We have a pretty decent mix of guys that get us points, so everyone's contributing. Darren Peterson contributing already in his rookie year, as well as Debansa. Both of them about the same efficiency from the field. Debansa shooting better from 3. He's helping out a decent amount. Trey Johnson is a crazy good 3-point shooter, as is Beasley, Martin. Debansa shooting well, George shooting well, McCain too. And Murray is shooting well when he's on the floor. I know he was hurt. Same thing for Markkanen. So we do have a really good 3-point shooting team. So I guess we lean into that more. That'll be the move. Is anyone shooting really bad? Kevin Love, I can't blame you, buddy. You're here for the vibes. Okay, so I think we're not going to make any changes. We'll see if anyone wants to be extended. DeJounte, you can stick around. I think we're good to go here, so I'm going to keep it moving and see where we end the year. All right, at the end of the season, Victor Wembanyama is the MVP. He's probably going to be DPOY again. He has 13.5 and 5, steal and a half, and a block and a half, 54, 40, 85. Cameron Boozer is the Rookie of the Year. Our guys probably didn't get enough minutes, so that's fine. We'll let him have it. Sixth Man of the Year, Edgar Demon. Defensive Player of the Year is Victor Wembanyama. Most Improved is Cooper Flagg. Clutch Player of the Year is also Victor Wembanyama. Damn, that's a lot of trophies for this guy in 1 year. Let's make sure he doesn't get the NBA championship trophy as well. And we do win Executive of the Year. All right. We send the plane and we don't have to worry about it because this year we are the #1 seed. And let's look at our stats at the end of the year. So we had the 3rd best winning percentage. We were right behind the Spurs. Let's look at our offense. Our offense was still pretty bad, so that didn't improve much. Our defense stayed the best. We had the 2nd best point differential. Got better from the field. Shooting pretty well from 3. I think it dropped a little bit, but I think we put up more shots, so that will help us. We're middle of the league now in shots attempted. We are going up against the Charlotte Hornets. I'm not going to look at what they do because they're an 8th seed, and hopefully we should be fine against them, and we are. We sweep in the first round. We have the Pacers, who probably put up a bunch of 3s. Limit perimeter shots, we should be fine. We're going to sim. 3 wins. 2 straight sweeps for the Washington Wizards. Playing against the Detroit Pistons, who typically like to score in the paint. Let's give that a check. They're the 2nd team here. They have a good offense. They're very efficient from the field. Not that great from 3. Put up 28 shots, which is bottom of the league. So we will switch to protecting the paint. And we're going to sim. And we have 3 straight sweeps to get into the finals. And it looks like we're going to be playing the Dallas Mavericks and Cooper Flagg, who averaged 25, 6, and 5, 2 steals, 50, 39, 84. And we have our Eastern Conference Finals MVP, Keonte George. 17 to 6.5, almost a steal, not too many blocks. Shooting 59, 71% from 3. Okay, that's got to be low attempts. Either that or he was just insanely efficient, and also 100% from the free throw line. All right, so we go into the finals. Let's take a peek at what the Mavericks do, just to make sure that we're all set there. And we're doing the best that we can to optimize our chances. Their offense isn't that intimidating. Good differential, so they got a good defense. Very efficient from the field. Not so much from 3. They put up 27 threes a game, which is bottom of the league. We are going to continue to protect the paint. Let's just check that. Yep, we are protecting the paint. We will look at our rotation to see if there's anything. We don't have a lot of power forwards. We can just shift someone in that spot. Can't move Ben Simmons, though. Debansa is 6'9". I can just make you a power forward. And let's see if you drop a lot. 78. He should still be playing. Let's hope he is. Let's see what happens. Because we do want him in the rotation. Yep. This should be fine. Yep, he will be starting, actually. We have a lot of shooting guards. Do we have any tall shooting guards that we want to move up? Trey Johnson, no, you could stay there. You're doing fine. Peterson, you could stay. Johnson, okay, so we have a lot of 6'5" guys. It's not going to change much by just changing their positions. So I think we're okay. I feel pretty good about this team. Let's see what they can do in Game 1. They win. Let's check out the box score. Oh, they blew him out. I don't know what we were worried about. Game 2, we win again. Another good game. Game 3. Oh, we're just going to sweep every single series. Oh, okay. All right. Spoke too soon. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. All right. We are going to cut the rotation. This is not going to happen. Come on. Up 3-0. We cannot let this happen in the finals for the first time in NBA history and even the playoffs. Debansa Johnson. Let's cut to 9. Who got hurt? Keonte George got hurt. Oh, man. That's what turned the series. Okay. Is AJ Johnson doing well? Yeah, he's putting up a bunch of buckets. And he was doing that in the playoffs as well as in the regular season. Putting up good stats. Okay, he could be our 9th man. Other than that, I think we just got to stay the same. I'm going to simulate with Simcast, and we may have to jump into this game. Okay, Jaylen Johnson's hurt too. All right, we're up. It's a close game. Okay, we're pulling away. Up 9 with 2 minutes to go. 6 with 36 seconds. All right. And the Wizards avoid absolute disaster and win the series in 7 games after going up 3-0. Keonte George is your finals MVP because for the first 3 games, it looked like it was easy with him on the court, and then he got injured, and maybe he played in that last game. That's something I want to check out. Let's look at that. Wizards. Where's Keonte? Yeah, no, he didn't even play. He didn't play in the last game. He won finals MVP based off of those first 3 games. I'm assuming he got hurt in game 4. That's wild. I think we're going to go with Kessler, and then we also get a 20th pick back. We could just get some guy that we could just develop. Or just Dante. We're going to do this trade. We're going to take the 9th pick in Malik Beasley and turn it into Kessler and another pick. We will take that pick and just find some random guy, hopefully just a young guy, and just develop him. This guy's 20 years old. He's going to become Jamal Murray. That sounds pretty good to me. We'll take you. Do have a full roster, and then we will be bringing back Keonte George, obviously. So we will have to trade someone. So I'm going to do that now. Caleb Martin, get out of here. Give me a first-round pick from the Bulls. Taking a look at the player progression, Jaylen Johnson gets better. Trey Johnson continues to ascend, jumping up 4 overall. Darren Peterson goes up 9 overall. Insane. This team's going to be ridiculous. Keonte George up 1. Jerry McCain up 7 overall. Keeping him in the G League was a great decision. Kessler stays the same. Markkanen goes down. We might look to move on from him if he starts being inefficient. Debansa goes up 5. He would have gone up more if we didn't move him to power forward. Murray stays the same. Missy up 3. AJ Johnson up 2. We had him in the G League developing as well. Will Riley up 2, who hasn't even really played in this. So I don't even know what this guy can do, but he's decent. And then we have a couple guys who are going to be dropping into the G League again. This season, we have a very deep team, and we have a lot of young guys, so we're going to want to try to develop them. Will Riley's going to get some minutes after spending the first 2 years in the G League. AJ Johnson's going to get some minutes on the last year of his rookie deal. And then we have everyone else on the team. From the 10th spot up, we have 80 overalls on the team. And we have Jaylen Johnson, Jared McCain coming off the bench because our team is that deep. Yep. I think we've done it, folks. I think we've formed a dynasty. Let's keep it moving in the sim. I'm going to change it back to limit perimeter shots, playing physical defense. And we will sim to the trade deadline and see how we're doing. All right, we're at the trade deadline. We are 44-11. Let's take a look at our team stats. We are a top 10 offense, finally. We are probably, yep, we're still the best defense in the league, which leads us to a 15.3 differential. From the field, we're the 2nd best team. From 3, we are top 10 in efficiency. In terms of shots, though, we don't put up a lot of shots, even though we do have get shooters open as our coaching game plan, so that's pretty interesting. Looking at rebounds, we are top 5. Assists, we are number 1. Steals per game, not near the top. We are actually middling. And blocks, we are middling as well. So not an incredible defense. We just do everything right. Don't create a lot of turnovers. What about turnovers per game? We take care of the ball. We are the best in the league at that. And I think that should just about do it for team stats. Let's look at our player stats. Let's check out efficiency first. Missy, Simmons not taking any threes, but shooting well from the field. Kessler, thankfully, only shooting a half a 3-pointer a game, shooting 25%. That's terrible. Jaylen Johnson having a rough year from 3, shooting 28%. Damn. So he's holding us back there. But it's okay because Trey Johnson's shooting 38%. We'll take that. Jeremy McCain, 43. 46 from Keonte. 39 from Darren Peterson. Debansa having a rough year, shooting from 3. Okay, so we have a couple guys dragging down our efficiency, but we're still doing well. DeJounte shooting well. Same thing for Markkanen and AJ Johnson. Markkanen, we signed on a multi-year small money contract. He's still an 84 and he's still efficient, but if he trails off, we'll move him later on to get some assets back. Looking at per 36, Trey Johnson is leading the way for points. Then we have Debansa, Peterson, Murray, George. A lot of guys are contributing. We have a pretty deep team, pretty good. Rebounds, ignore the guy that's getting 24 rebounds a game. That's in the G League. That's probably not very true. Per 36, just small sample size. We have Kessler, Missy, Debansa leading with rebounds. Johnson giving you 9 and 7, so we'll deal with his bad 3-point shooting for now. He'll probably come back. Simmons helping out on the boards and assists, as well as Darren Peterson helping out a lot. McCain getting you 5 and 5. Murray 5 and 7. So we have a lot of guys dishing and rebounding. Steals, we have Murray grabbing 2 a game, Debansa about 2 a game. Blocks, Kessler's getting us 2.3 a game. Missy 1.5, Debansa 1, Johnson 1. All right, so it looks like we have a pretty solid team. I don't want to make any moves, disrupt anything. I'll just check to make sure that if anyone wants to be extended, they can. They don't want that, so we will go to the end of this year and see how we do. All right, at the end of the year, Victor is your MVP again. 29, 14, 4. 1 and 3 blocks per game. He's definitely going to be DPOI as well. Jesse Clayton, Rookie of the Year. Kim Porter Jr., Sixth Man of the Year. Victor is indeed your DPOI. This guy's your most improved. Ant is the Clutch Player of the Year, 32, 5 and 5, 50, 40, 82. And we win Coach of the Year, going 67 and 15. Let's see who our first round opponent will be. It will be the Chicago Bulls. My guess is that we're going to have to guard the paint, but we should be talented enough to not even care what our system is doing. We might cut it out of a 12-man rotation. Let's go to 11. 12 just seems excessive. But it was good to keep our team healthy. We're going to sim. Okay, it took 6 games to beat the Bulls. That's a little bit concerning. We were playing the Knicks with a very good defense, always, based off of their system. So let's look to see how they shoot offensively. Going to team stats. Let's find probably best defense. Yeah, the second best defense. Not good from the field. Decent from 3. And they put up a lot of shots. Okay, not that many shots. But you know what? We're going to guard the 3. All right, we're already doing that, so we should be good. We're going to go 1 game at a time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yep, we would be playing the Pistons. Let's check it out. See if we still have to guard the paint against them. 53% from the field. Pretty efficient. Also very good from 3. How are they doing in terms of getting shots up? They're in the upper half for getting shots up, but they're very efficient. How many field goals do they attempt per game? If they're top in that, top 5 in that, interesting. Okay. I think what we do is we just stick to our guns. We limit perimeter shots and see if we need to make any changes. Okay, we win the first, win the second, lose the third, win the fourth, and we are back in the NBA Finals once again. We will be playing Devin Booker and the Suns, 33, 4 and 5. Keonte George is your Eastern Conference Finals MVP, 19, 2 and 6, with a steal and no blocks. Very good efficiency from 3 and hitting all the shots at the free throw line, looks like. Let's take a look at the Suns team. They were 5th in the league. They had a good differential, 11 points, so it makes sense that they're here. I don't see them often in the finals, so I'm going to be interested to look at the roster if we look at their stats. 53 from the field, 37 from 3, so not insane. Also only taking 29 shots per game. That's in the lower half, so we will be guarding the paint. So let's protect the paint. Look at our rotation. I thought I saw someone hurt. Trey Johnson's hurt, but he's about to come back, so we'll leave that. We're still running an 11-man rotation. We'll cut out AJ Johnson. We'll go with 10-man now. Give Johnson a rest. All right, and let's look at who's on this Suns team. Booker, Green, Allen, Rasheer, Fleming, Kamal Malawak. Is there... Malawak, Mark Williams, Kim Porter Jr., Oso Ighodaro. Interesting. This team doesn't look like it would be insane at scoring in the paint and just decent from 3 and not putting up a lot of shots, but I guess Booker's taking a bunch of middies. Maybe Green is too. Very interesting. Okay. Well, let's see how this goes. We win game 1, 2, lose game 3, win game 4. And that's pretty easy. A gentleman's sweep in the finals, 4-1. Jaylen Johnson is your finals MVP with 15, 8 and 7. A steal, no blocks, 60, 30, 70. So not too efficient, but doing a little bit of everything is enough to get you finals MVP. And we had a lot of guys contributing, so we're going to have, I guess, more middling stats when we look at these finals MVPs. All right. I think we just keep going until we lose. Let's see how far we can take this thing. For the draft, we only have second-round picks. I'm going to see if I could trade some of our worst guys that are a little bit older. Let's see if Ben Simmons, he's still fairly efficient, and he does a little bit of everything for us. So we might just keep him for the heck of it. We got this guy that's going to refuse to re-sign with us. Is he good at anything? No, he's not really that good. Okay, so we'll get you at... we got to re-sign him to the team first, and then we can move him. Okay, so we can do that a little bit later. AJ Johnson, 18, 4 and 6 on terrible efficiency, though. We might... I mean, he's probably somewhere in between these 2 years. Like, he definitely didn't play a bunch of minutes when he was averaging 75% from 3. So we will just see how he's doing. We might move him. Missy, not scoring a lot, but getting a ton of rebounds. He's just solid. We could probably move on from him if we could find someone cheaper, but we don't have him under contract right now. So I think we're just going to keep everyone for now. And we're probably just going to take... We're probably going to trade away with those 2 second-round picks if we can. Try to get them in different years. Looking to fill 4 spots. We have a lot of guys. We have 3 guys that are restricted free agents. None of them have offers right now. Jeremy McCain's definitely going to get something. Okay, he's got player options from the Kings, Rockets, and Lakers. 3 years, 127, so that's about 40 a year. Okay, so we're going to have to give him a good contract to beat that. I want to do back if I can. I'll give you a player option too, because I'm just going to extend you off the back of it. I'm going to try to front load this, and if we're doing 5 years, 40 million, that would be around 200 million. Nope, he hated that. He wants the player option, of course. All right, try to give you multiple years, buddy. We'll just match you. Match that, hold everyone else. Okay, we got 2 guys. AJ Johnson, we might be able to get a steal on you. Try that out. Missy, I don't want to give you this much money. You're really not that good for that. I'll give you this. You'd be lucky if you get that. AJ Johnson accepts. Missy accepts. Oh, but I can't give him that contract, so hopefully someone gives him a contract. Damn, that kind of sucks. And we need to get 2 more guys, so I need to get 1 more guy regardless. We'll throw Keon Ellis on the team. Why not? Did I just... I think I just released Missy. Okay, perfect. That's just losing assets for nothing. Lost him really for nothing. Gotta love that 2K. All right, looking at player progression. Trey Johnson is a 90 overall now. AJ Debansa hops up 7 overall to become 90 overall. Peterson up 2 at the 90 club with those 2 other guys. McCain up 2. Johnson down 1. Riley up 4. Kessler down 1. AJ Johnson up 3. Laurie Markkinen drops 3. We will probably look to move him either this offseason or at the trade deadline. Simmons down 1. Sharp down 1. Leonard up 1. We'll be running a 12-man rotation, just trying to make sure that our team is healthy come playoff time. We're going to run the same settings we've been running. Shooters open, patient offense, crashing, protect the paint, play physical defense. And we will sim, and I'll see you at the trade deadline. All right, we have made it to the trade deadline. We are 43-7. Let's take a look at the stats. We are now a top 3 offense in the league, and assuming we are, still the best defense in the league as well, creating great margins for victory. Shooting 40% from 3, so we've gotten better from there as well. Shooting very good from the free throw line. Rebounds, we are the 3rd best in the league. We're best at getting assists. Not best at steals. Not best at blocks. Let's see if we're still... we're still taking care of the ball, getting just 13 turnovers per game. So it looks like we're doing very well. I won't scrutinize those stats too much. Let's look at our efficiency from all of our players. Good from Simmons and Sharp. They're not shooting threes. That's fantastic. See, Jaylen Johnson did come around on shooting threes, and that's probably lifting our team a bunch. Shooting 44%. Kessler's actually shooting some still, shooting just 25%. AJ Johnson, 39%. 40% from Darren Peterson. 50% from Trey Johnson. Just an absolute flamethrower. McCain, 43% from 3. 46% from Keonte George. We got some real good 3-point shooters. Debansa, not shooting too well. Shooting 2.5 a game, 26%. Hopefully he gets a little bit better at that next year. He's just having a down year. Will Riley shooting it very well. This is the guy that didn't want to re-sign with us and we were thinking about moving on from. Let's see if that's still true. We can look at that once we get out of the screen. Markkinen's still shooting efficiently. He has that big body contract, which we will try to move. Next year it turns into just $9 million a year. We might move on from him as he gets older. He's 31. Murray's shooting terrible from 3, 32%, 4 shots a game. That's not helping us. Still, and all right from the field. Hopefully he's still getting us assists and rebounds. A little bit less of that. And this is per game. So we'll look at the per 36. Darren Sharp actually giving us a decent amount of assists in his 36 per 36. Kessler, 11-1. Debansa, 10-5. Johnson, 9-6. Simmons, where is Murray? Murray's 7 assists, 5 rebounds. A lot of points, but he's not doing it efficiently, so I think we might try to move on from Murray. Although he's usually been a mainstay in most of my sims. It looks like he is trailing off a little bit. The question is, who are we going to get for him? So that'll be kind of tricky. This guy who's 3.5 stars looks like he has a gobs of potential. Let's see what his stats look like. Hopefully he's playing. So 3 points per game. So yeah, he's not playing a lot. He's not. This guy doesn't look very good. Yeah, not that attracted by that. Michael Porter Jr. He's a little bit younger, and he gets you buckets. And he gets you assists and rebounds too. Yeah, screw it. Let's do it. Gonna move one of our shooting guards to small forward. I'm gonna leave Trey Johnson because he's been cooking there. I don't want to mess him up. AJ Johnson will move you up to small forward shooting guard. That evens out the rotation. We're a little bit light on center minutes, but that is fine. We got Simmons who can sub in. And, you know, I'm also going to make Laurie, his secondary position, a center because he's big enough for it. And also he's going to be gone next year if we can find a good enough deal. So don't make us no difference. All right, we'll keep running the 12-man because we seem to be doing fine with that. And I'll just check to see contract extensions. Johnson does not want to extend right now. And that other guy, who was it? Will Riley. He's probably going to try to leave in free agency, but we have restricted free agency on him, so we'll be fine to keep him if we want. He's going to need 16, 7, 4 on pretty good efficiency. So, I mean, he's a pretty good rotation player. If we can keep him, we will. But we're going to keep it Simmons right now and go to the end of the season. All right, at the end of the year, Victor Wembanyama is your most valuable player with 31, 14, and 5, 3 blocks a game. This guy is your rookie of the year. LaMelo is the 6th man of the year. Very interesting. I wonder who took his spot. Victor, DPOY again. Barney Young, most improved. And Victor also the clutch player of the year. Okay. We absolutely dominate the league, go 74-8, and we win exec and coach of the year. Ja is your NBA Cup MVP, and he's on the Lakers. We will be playing the Bulls in the first round. Let us just sim past them. We shouldn't have to worry. Even with the 12-man rotation, we'll be fine. I mean, heck, we won 74 games with that 12-man rotation. Orlando Magic. Let's see if we can keep it moving. We won't change anything until we lose a game. Playing against Detroit for them, let's just keep the same. We win. We lose. Okay, so let's see what we did there. Lose by 7. We didn't play good enough defense. And it's because Cade hit 7 3-pointers. That's not going to happen again, right? We win this third. Lose the fourth. What happens there? They just go off. God. 12 assists, 13 assists. Oh, we gave them to Keonte. Oh, and he's getting revenge. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, let's shorten the rotation. We go down to 10 guys. Yeah, and we even have Laurie on the bench. Okay, yep. This should be fine. This should be enough, right? Okay, we win game 5. Okay, we're back in the NBA Finals after a little bit of a scare. Jesse Clayton on the Thunder is the Western Conference Finals MVP. 31, 13, and 7. This guy looks really good. That might be a little bit scary. And some middling stats, but this looks like a Josh Hart stat line, other than maybe efficiency for Eastern Conference Finals MVP, Jaylen Johnson. All right, let's see what the Thunder do to make sure we have our best chance against them. They were 6th in the league for best record. They put up a lot of points per game, and they don't have an incredible defense. They shoot well from the field, well from 3, and they put up 32 shots per game, which is just about middling. So they don't look like they're that great. So I think we should be fine limiting perimeter shots, getting shooters open, playing physical defense. Let's give that a go. We win the first, second, third. Give me a sweep. Washington Wizards, champions yet again. AJ Debansa is your finals MVP. 29, 3, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 50, 40, 90. Give it to him once again. We are 4-time repeating NBA champions. Let's see what we're going to do in this offseason to keep it going and get even better. We have the 18th pick. We're going to go there, see if anyone wants to trade. No one wants to trade with us, so we will look to see who we can get. This guy looks like he's going to be Bruce Bowen. Anyone else that looks better? All-Stars, Bam, DeBuscher, Vince Carter. Do we want Carter or Bowen? All-Star, All-NBA. I think we want All-NBA, right? Let's go with this guy. And then we got some second-round picks who I think I'm just going to move and try to get. Yep, that'll do. We have 2 restricted free agents. Trey Johnson's definitely going to get an offer. Hopefully Will Riley doesn't, or we can get him on the cheap. Let's see how this goes. We right now have spots for 1 guy, so we will have to make a trade if we bring both guys back. All right, Will Riley already has an offer, so we're not going to be able to... I mean, 3 years, 44, that's not a bad deal. Can I get him for more years? And, screw it, I'll give you a player option. Who cares? Okay, Riley will sign with us. Now Trey Johnson has 17 offers. They got a bunch of player options. We might just... Can I give you... I'll give you the Bird contract. I'll give you a player option because I gave the other dude a player option. We're probably just going to keep them all anyway. Jack up his money a little bit, and hopefully that's the offer he accepts. All right. We will sign them both. Okay, and now we have 1 too many players. We are going to move on from someone. And I think it may just be time to move on from Lauri Markkanen. Either him or Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is really helpful for getting all-around stats. Markkanen not so much. And his efficiency looks like it has been dipping. So better to move on from him now before we have an even worse fall off. We'll move him and Darren Sharp. Get back Darren Holmes, and then we'll probably move him again because he can't even rebound. And we'll pick up 2 first-round picks for Darren Holmes. We are going to extend some of our best players, keep them on the team. Now we need to add 1 guy after making some of those moves. We're just going to get someone who fits the system. We can get Josh Hart on the minimum. Yes, sir, I will do that. All right, look at this. Darren Peterson jumps up 4 overall to being a 94 overall at the age of 22. Debansa right behind him at 93. McCain jumps up 2, 91. Trey Johnson is a 91 as well, jumps up 1. Will Riley continues to improve. We signed him to a long-term contract. AJ Johnson up 1. Porter Jr. regressing at the age of 31. He's probably still getting us buckets, but we'll have to keep an eye on his efficiency. If that starts to drop, we'll have to move on from him. Keon Ellis gets better. Josh gets worse. And also, it's funny enough that we grabbed him. I know he said in an interview that towards the end of his career, he'd like to just be a vet to take care of young guys. So it looks like we gave him that. And we're probably going to give him a championship, too, if we continue to go the way we've been going. We will keep a 12-man rotation. Actually, we're going to make it 11 in case we have 2 injuries. We will take a look at how we're doing at the trade deadline. Trade deadline, we are 45-6. Let's take a look at our stats. See how we got there. We have the 4th best offense in the league. The best defense, not by a... Oh, actually, no. We have the 2nd best defense, beaten out by the Bulls. We are top in efficiency from the field, as well as from 3. Not taking a ton of shots, even though we have get shooters open. I mean, I guess that creates room for cutting, and that's what we're doing. Very interesting there. Also, it doesn't take us as many shots to hit as many from 3. We're 12th in makes, even though we're bottom of the league. Or close to the bottom of the league in attempts. We make the most free throws per game. We have pretty good efficiency on those. We are not the best rebounding team, even though we're crashing. We're 10th. Best at getting assists. Pretty good at getting steals, being 4th. Not very good at getting blocks per game, but we are focused on the perimeter. Let's take a look at our player stats. I'm going to go to efficiency first, then we'll just look at per 36. Jaylen Johnson have a good three-point shooting year, as well as Debansa and Trey Johnson. Shooting 46% from three is insane. I mean, they're not taking a ton of shots, so they're just getting good shots. Josh, a little bit weaker from three, good from the field. Walker Kessler, I mean, he's only taking one a game, who cares? Peterson, 39%. Riley, 39%. 34 from Keonte George. 43 from Jared McCain. 37 AJ Johnson. 45% from Michael Porter Jr. I said we should keep an eye on his efficiency. I don't think we're going to need to worry about that this year. He could stick around. This guy looks like he got some minutes. Didn't shoot too efficiently. That's fine. He's 74 overall. Keon Ellis didn't do very well, and we could probably move on from him. I think he's on an expiring deal, so we might just move off of him, get some assets. That'll probably be the only move we make. All right, we will just pick up a first-round pick. Not think too much about it. This guy will probably just not pick up his team option. We'll be fine there. With that, I think we're good to go. We're going to keep moving. Let's just take a look at our rotation. Yep, I think this is fine. We'll still run 11 men, and we will keep moving. End of the year, we have Jesse Clayton as your MVP. That guy on the OKC who seems to be just going off left and right. Rookie of the year is Victor Carter, not to be confused with Vince Carter. Ethias, Sixth Man of the Year. Victor DPOI. Ethias, Most Improved Player. Trae Young, Clutch Player of the Year on the Brooklyn Nets. We win Coach of the Year, and we go 75-7, as well as Executive of the Year. First round matchup will be against the Philadelphia 76ers. I think I will cut our rotation down earlier, yeah, because we have a less good bottom of the bench rotation. So we might move to 10. 10 should be fine. And then we'll cut it even deeper if we need to. Okay, the Sixers win the first game and the third game. All right, we're going to make some changes. What's going on here? They're the 8th seed, and we went like 74-5 or whatever. How are we losing to these guys? 2K does this sometimes, and it's just the most ridiculous thing. Where are the 76ers? Yeah, they're 15th. Middling team, a 0-point differential. They're bad from the field. They're efficient from three, and we're limiting perimeter shots, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we're limiting perimeter shots. Just let us win. This is just... Okay, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2. Geez, like, a first-round exit after winning 5 championships in a row would just be insane. Sim against the Bucks. Win the first 3. Bucks were even easier. The 5th seed Bucks were easier than the 8th seeded Philadelphia 76ers. I don't know what the heck's going on there. Let's take a peek at the Bulls, see what they do. They have a very good point differential because they have a good defense. From the field, they're not that great. From three, they're not that great. So let's just play them, and hopefully our offense is better than their defense. Not in the first game. It is in the second game and the third game, as well as the fourth. And the Wizards are back in the finals after a scare in the first round. We will be playing Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs. Darren Peterson is your Eastern Conference Finals MVP with 21-6-6. On good efficiency from the field and not so great from three. Let's take a look at the Spurs and what they do. 8th best record in the conference, in the NBA. Decent differential, not incredible. Bad from the field. Decent from three, and I guess they just put up a ton of shots. So we will make sure that we are limiting perimeter shots. Yes, we are, and we should be fine. So let's sim until we lose. It don't matter, we won't lose. The Spurs were no match for us. The scariest team we faced was the 76ers, which were the 8th seed. Debansa is your finals MVP, 26, 11, closer to 12, 5, a steal, 2 blocks a game, on incredible efficiency from shooting. And we will move on. And other than any 8th seeded teams, I think we might just be unbeatable. Let's see how far we can take this. I mean, we already have, let's check it out in the league news. Go to league history, NBA history. We have won 5 straight NBA championships. Maybe we just turn this into a Bill Russell challenge. We finally have a repeating finals MVP. It's always been different each year. Debansa is taking over. Okay, we actually have some good picks, but I didn't like any of the talent that much, so we're probably just going to move these picks. Especially the second rounders. But we will move to that pick and see what we can do. And let's see if there's anyone that we want to get off of this team. Is there anyone that's old? Josh, we got you a championship. You're welcome, buddy. We're going to trade you for a first-round pick. You helped out your hometown team. Simmons, you're still doing fine. You're still efficient from the field. Terrible from the free throw line. What else is new? He is tailing off in rebounds. Still getting a steal and a block a game. And he's playing the center position, which we do need a backup at. So we will keep him for now. Porter Jr. giving us buckets and rebounds. We'll keep him. But he might be holding back developmental pieces. So maybe we move on from him. Yeah, let's do that. And if we could get 2 first-round picks, we'll take that. All right, so let's move to our pick. See if anyone wants to trade for him. No, they do not. This guy's going to be all NBA. He is a center. We need a center. Let's not think about it. Let's just look at this guy first. Yep. Yeah, they got the same ceiling, but one guy's 19 and the other guy is 23. So we will take this guy. Sim to the next pick. This guy's 18 years old. He's going to become Stefon Marbury. He's only 6 foot, though. I don't know if I believe that. Klay Thompson, he's 6'5". I believe that a little bit more. DeAndre Ayton. I think we will take this guy, and we'll just throw him in the G League, see what happens. If not, we'll move him in a year or two for second-round picks if we need it. We're going to have to actually add a decent amount of players to our team. We're going to have to add 3 guys. We have 2 restricted free agents. Drew Leonard, we might sign back. I don't know if we really want him. We do need to get Jaylen Johnson back, and he is an unrestricted free agent, and we don't have any money. Okay, cool. This might be where it gets a little bit tricky to keep the team together. Okay, so we don't want to shed salary like crazy because we have a good team, and there are guys willing to resign, so maybe we take care of that first. And we try to shave their contracts as much as we can. Okay, shave Keonte's contract as well. Ben Simmons wants to come back on a minimum. We'll take you on a minimum. Okay, so looking all right there. Still not letting us bring back Jaylen Johnson. Drew Leonard, I'm not going to make that deal yet. Let's see, who's costing us so much money? And who's older? We got a lot of young guys. We just have a good team. Kessler doesn't cost that much. The biggest contracts are McCain. What's McCain doing? Give you 19, 5, and 6. Good efficiency. Trey Johnson, 29, 5, and 2. I don't think I can move off of him. Debansa, 25, 10, 5. Yeah, absolutely not. He's sticking around. Darren Peterson, 23, 6, and 8. Good efficiency, yeah. It's tough. We have a really good team. AJ Johnson, not as good. He's making 14 mil. That's not a lot, though. We might have to let Jaylen Johnson walk, which would be just the worst. Yeah, I think we're going to have to let Jaylen Johnson walk. That's painful. And Will Riley, what are you doing? You're 14, 5, and 4, 54. Yeah, but he's so efficient these past 2 years. And he only costs 15. And we need a center. We can't move on from that. Okay, yeah, it looks like we will be losing Jaylen Johnson in free agency. Let's see if we can at least keep this guy, Drew Leonard. Does he put up good stats? He does put up good stats. Bad efficiency, but he's 23. Nah, let's just move on. Let's just get some random guys. We could get Suggs on a... Is anyone else offering him? I'll offer him a 2-year minimum, see if I could get that steal. RJ Barrett's out here for minimums. Yeah, I'll take him. And Keldon Johnson. Those are 3 good players. What these 3 guys can give us, and the rest of our team just having the ball more, I think we'll be fine without Jaylen Johnson. That is a big hit, though. All right, day 12. This is it, buddy. No offers. Wow, he didn't take it. Damn. So he does have a job right now. That's insane. All right, well, Jaylen Johnson's out. We couldn't afford him, and he didn't want to take the cap. So we have AJ Debansa. He is a 96 overall right now, getting better every year. Peterson up to a 95, McCain up to a 92, as well as Trey Johnson. Keonte George regresses a little bit, gets a little bit worse from 3. AJ Johnson the same. Riley drops 1, Kessler drops 1, as does Suggs. Suggs is an 82 overall who we got on a 2-year min contract. Got Barrett on a 2-year minimum, as well as Keldon Johnson. Both of them getting a little bit worse, but pretty good players to fill out the team. We will run a 11-man rotation. And hopefully we still have the same system setups. Yep, we sure do. All right, we're going to keep it simming, go to the trade deadline, and see how we do without Jaylen Johnson for our first year. All right, at the trade deadline, we are 44-10, still a very good team, but I think this is a step down from last year. So let's take a look at our team. We're going to extend Kessler. We need that center position filled. No one else wants to extend. That's fine. Take a look at the stats. We are top 10 in offense. Still the best defense. Point differential, we are up on the next team by about 5 points. Top 5 in efficiency from the field. We drop off a little bit in 3-point percentage. We're at 39%. We are taking 30 shots a game, which is good enough for middle of the pack. Free throws, we drop off in free throws made. Free throw percentage, we are still the best. Let's look at rebounds per game. We are top 10. Assists per game drop off. Okay, so I think that's the biggest thing that dropped off for us is the dishing from Jaylen Johnson. So that did hurt us a little bit. Steals per game, not top 10. Same thing for blocks. Turnovers per game, we are still taking care of the ball. We're 3rd best at that. Let's look at our players, see what they're doing. Most efficient guys are Debansa, who is hurt. He's just day-to-day. Kessler from the field. AJ Johnson having a bad year shooting from 3, putting up 3 a game. Darren Peterson shooting great, putting up 4 shots from 3. Jaylen Suggs shooting well from 3, putting up 3. Trey Johnson well from 3 at 40%, putting up 4. Jerry McCain chucking them up like crazy, 6 a game. Keonte George shooting well, as is Keldon Johnson filling in, giving us some good minutes. Will Riley shooting 36%, not great, but serviceable. We'll keep it for now. He's an 84 overall, so we might consider moving him. RJ giving us good efficiency, not as good as Keldon Johnson, but we'll take that for a minimum contract. Simmons is tailing off, and we will probably trade him. Okay, so Simmons and Riley are on the trade block. And we're going to see if we can get any assets back for them. Or Simmons, he's on a long-term minimum contract, so yeah, we're going to try to get We don't need to get off of his money. So let's just try to get, okay, yeah, first round pick. Is there no player option on this? Yep, I'll just take that. No questions asked. And Simmons will just be, Sabonis will be out of the rotation. That'll be fine. Let's look at RJ. He's not that efficient, but, and we got him on a 2-year deal, so if we see something cool for him, we'll take it. If not, we'll just keep him. This guy, I want to go as a first round pick. Was that Kawhi? That is Kawhi. First round pick, yeah. He's not that great, though. Or he's old now. We can get Missy for 2 years. Good center depth. I think we do this. And then we'll try to move on from Riley. And Missy was on a 2-year deal. Where's Riley? Here he is. He's got a player option, too, which is probably going to come back to bite us in terms of value that we get back. And we're going to look for a, I guess, shooting guard small forward. We can get Grimes, Edwards, Topic. How is he playing? I think he stuffs the stat sheet, just does a little bit of everything. 3 rebounds, a ton of assists. So that could help us. So maybe Topic. Wait, Dylan Harper? 22, 5 and 7. Not so great from 3, but I gotta give up AJ Johnson. I kind of like this though. Damn. Damn. And he's been less efficient. He has been good from 3. So it's kind of just consolidating to get one good guy. He's on a 2-year contract, 3 years if he takes the player option. I think we do this. Okay, we're making some consolidation trades, so we're probably going to have to sign people in free agency. Let's see who's the best fit. A bunch of guys in the G League. Maybe we just go for best talent available that we can sign. This guy's 22 years old. If we can sign him to a deal. If he takes this. Okay, cool. And let's look. Is there any other young guys we could just steal, basically? Mamu. And maybe now we look at fit. 31. He's a 72 overall, though. 75 for quickly. Can we get any center depth? Darren Sharp's been on the team before. Oh, yep, we have too many guys now. Okay, so we're fine. We're going to keep this moving. And let's just check for contract extensions. This is the part of simulations where it gets tough, where your contracts are getting too big, even if you're perfect at doing everything. So it'll be hard just to keep your guys together. But with that said, let's move on to the playoffs. Jesse Clayton Jr. is the most valuable player again on the Thunder. Chip Carter's Rookie of the Year. Dillingham, 6th Player of the Year. Victor TPY yet again. Most Improved Youngwon. Hold on. Yunlong Liu. Kate Cunningham, Clutch Player of the Year. We win Coach of the Year and Exec of the Year. 68 and 14 is our record. First round, we're playing against the Hawks. Let's see how this goes. We'll just go through until we lose, and then we'll make adjustments. Oh, the dreaded 76ers. We don't let them scare us this time. We move on to the conference finals, and we sweep that as well. So 3 straight sweeps. We will play Cliff Wembanyama and the Warriors in the finals. Interesting to see that name as an auto-generated guy. Debansa is back from injury and helps us and is the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Let's see if we could just win without making any adjustments. All right, 16 straight wins, and the Washington Wizards are champions yet again. I think this is the 6th year in a row. Debansa, 20, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and a block. He's just a monster. We got to keep that guy. Oh, we have a lot of draft picks. Okay. So I'm going to try to get some guys on the team that are going to be like end of the rotation guys that we could just keep on the cheap. So I'm going to keep that 28 and 30 pick, and I'm going to trade the other ones just to kick them down the line and hopefully get a better pick in that year. And basically what we're going to try to do is just pick the youngest guys or guys that have high ceilings. So Antonio Davis, he's a 74 already at 20 years old. We'll take that. This guy might turn into OG. He's a 66 overall, which is kind of bad, but perfect guy to not pay that much money to. We have too many guys, so we won't be making any purchases in free agency, but we will move on from 2 of our guys and recoup some assets. All right, and in terms of progression, there isn't a lot for us. Some of our guys staying the same, some getting worse. McCain and Johnson getting worse. Jalen Suggs going down 2. He's getting older, so we might look to move him. Chucky Henderson gets 1 better. Ray Rice gets 6 better. So looks like that progression went well, as well as Reed Robin jumping up 5 overalls. This was one of the guys who I think had a Hall of Fame ceiling, or a higher ceiling. Neely gets better 1. Keldon Johnson drops down 1. And Leroy Lane, we just drafted, I believe. And there is Kenneth McLeod. We'll be putting guys into the G League and making sure that they're progressing. And this is where we're going to have to start making moves where we see, okay, we got a guy on a big contract. He's about to expire. Let's try to trade him, get younger, and see if we can get a little bit cheaper. We'll be running a 12-man rotation. We're going to keep getting shooters open, patient offense, crash, limit perimeter shots, physical defense, and crash the defensive glass as well. We're going to send to the trade deadline, see how we're doing, and then take a look at our contracts to see which guys we might need to move on from that we might not be able to afford. Okay, we've made it to the trade deadline. We are 50-3, dominating the league. So let's look at contract extensions. We have none there. Let's check out our team's stats. We are the second best offense in the league. The Thunder are insane offensively, 129 points a game. We are the best defense by a pretty good gap. I'm wondering how the Thunder are scoring so many points. They're very efficient from three. And are they taking the most? No, they're not. Are they making the most? They're making top in the threes. How many free throws are they getting? They're getting 32 free throws a game. We're getting a lot as well. But they're probably converting at a very high clip. No, we're converting higher than them. Okay. Maybe they're getting more possessions? Okay, they're getting a lot of possessions, but I mean close to us too. Damn. If you're good at assists, okay. The Thunder look like they're going to be a problem. We don't have as many steals as them. They're good at that, and they're good at getting blocks too. So they're just really good all around. That's going to be a tough team to go up against. Turnovers per game, we're still close to the best in the league at that. Okay, like to look at that. Let's take a look at our guys, see if anyone's like a low-hanging fruit to like just move on from. Let's check out efficiency first. Kessler is actually getting better at shooting from three, but still 30%. Please don't take, yeah, half a shot, fine, whatever, man. Good efficiency on threes from Johnson, Debansa, Peterson, McCain, George. Harper's a little bit below par. We can maybe look at him and just see how his efficiency has been going over the years and then decide on that. Neely's fine. As a center, would like him to do a little bit better, but I think he's young. Yeah, 21, so that's fine. Ray Rice shooting good from three. Same thing for Suggs, so we don't have to move on from Suggs, and actually he's on a minimum. So hopefully we're able to get him, bring him back. Reed Rodman, this is one of the guys that's developing, so he sucks right now, but that's fine. Same thing for Chucky Henderson. He's trash right now, but we'll see if he gets better. Keldon Johnson, yep, it's time to move on from him. That won't save us a lot of money, but maybe we'll get some assets for him. Okay, so we're going to trade Keldon Johnson and our first round pick for a Hornets lottery protected pick, and this guy who has 2 years on his contract. And then we're going to see if we can immediately move him. Yeah, I think this is the guy. Yeah, just give me 2 second round picks, that's fine. And then in free agency, we'll just find some guy to fill out the roster. Monk is 34. I like to try to sign guys for 2 years if I can, because you can try to flip them later on. Let's grab Tari Eason if we're allowed to. Okay, cool. It is going to allow us. I think with those changes, let's just take a look at our rotation quick. Yep, that looks fine to me. And then we can keep this moving, and I'll see you guys in the playoffs. Cameron Boozer is your MVP. 25, 13, and 5. With a steal and a half, block and a half. Shooting 50, 40, 77. And I just skipped into the next screen, so we don't know what happened with everyone else. But likely it was Victor Wembanyama, Defensive Player of the Year. And then Most Improved Player, I don't know. Coach of the Year and Exec of the Year is us because we are the #1 seed. And I'll show you what our team stats were. We went 77-5, yeah. So I can guess those ones. Let's look at offense. The Thunder still have a ridiculous offense that we're probably going to have to overcome in the finals. We are the most efficient three-point shooting team, just ahead of the Thunder, but they do take more shots. I want to look at their roster. Who's on it? So it's Shea. Okay, some auto-generated guy. J-Dub, Chet, Clayton. Oh my god, that guy's oh, that's the MVP. That's right. Okay. So that guy must be like the Hakeem build or something like that. Let's look at his stats. 22, 13, 40% from three. Yeah, he looks like he's pretty good at basketball. Okay. Let's simulate the plan. We are playing the Charlotte Hornets in the first round. We still have a very long rotation, but we're just going to keep it rocking. We'll change it up when we lose a game. We sweep the first round. Going up against the Bulls. We're going to keep simulating. All right, and we have swept the first 2 rounds. Going up against the Brooklyn Nets. They don't have enough to even beat our 12th man. Oh, all right, and we will not be playing the Thunder in the finals. We're going to be playing Cliff Wembanyama and the Golden State Warriors, who went 31 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists, 2 steals. Incredible efficiency. And AJ Debansa is your Eastern Conference Finals MVP. 19, 7, and 6 on good efficiency from 3 and the free throw line. Since it's the Warriors, I'm going to keep my 12-man rotation and just keep doing this until we lose. Oh, there we go. We lost a game. Let's look at that. We didn't put up enough offense, and we played good defense. So we need more offense. We need more of our top guys. I will shrink our rotation to 10, which is, I mean, crazy saying shrink a rotation to 10. Tari Eason, we just signed a free agency. Let's cut it a little bit more. Let's go 9. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Crazy we have 92 overall Dylan Harper coming off the bench. Yeah, this roster is going to get too expensive pretty damn quick. But let's sim the next game. We win in the third, and we are champions once again. All right, we took a look at some of the guys in the draft class. We're not too interested by them. So again, what we're going to do is take the low draft picks, try to develop those guys, and continue trying to improve the first round picks for years and out years. We have one too many guys, so we are going to keep this moving, make sure we don't accidentally pick someone else up. We're going to move one of our guys, and I'm going to look at the oldest guys on the team. Okay, so we have Tari Eason as one of the oldest. Kessler we need that any centers that we have. That's usually a position that's tough to fill unless you get some ridiculous guy through the draft. We'll figure this out later, but I will try to extend guys because that'll tell us if we have to move off of big contracts. So we're going to keep Debansa. He's always been great for us. Good, it lets us extend him. They let us keep Peterson as well. Let's see if we can keep Jared McCain. We keep Jared McCain. And then we have our young guys that aren't incredible, but they're kind of middle of the pack, so we're going to extend them on the cheap. All right, so we're able to keep everyone. That's pretty good. All right, for player progression, Darren Peterson gets 1 better. Debansa drops 1. Dylan Harper hops up 1. Keonte George 86 overall, stays flat. Ray Rice jumps up 7 overall. All right, so he's going to take, hopefully, a bigger role in our rotation this year. Brent Neely jumps up 6. That's very good. Kessler drops 1 at his age. I'm okay with that. Henderson Jr. and Eason stay the same. Robin gets a little bit better at inside scoring, not much else. And then the other guys I believe we've just drafted. All right, we will once again stretch our rotation to 12. Let's just check to make sure we're doing the same things. Yep, still got the same coach, doing the same things. Why would we change anything? And let's move to the trade deadline, see how we're doing. All right, we've made it to the trade deadline. We are 46-4. Let's take a look at our stats. Okay, looks like the Thunder have fallen behind a little bit, but let's... No, never mind. They have not. Jeez, 130 points a game. Thank God their defense isn't that great. They're giving up 120, which is 8th worst in the league. That is incredible. We are tied for the most efficient from the floor. From 3, we have fallen off a little bit. We're shooting only 38%, while the Thunder is shooting close to 40%. We're also taking less shots. Okay, maybe potential development. Thunder hitting a bunch of free throws. Thank you, Shay. Rebounds per game, we are not in the top, and that's probably going to impact us. We're top 10. Okay, so hanging around a little bit. The Thunder are ridiculous at getting assists per game. 4 more than us and top of the league. We're both around the same. Yeah, they get 8.7 steals per game. We get 8.4. And let's look at turnovers per game. 12.1. We're best in the league. Okay. So I think we're doing fine. Let's just look to see, do we extend any guys? Nope, no options for that. Let's look at our age. So Tari Eason, we could probably move on from. He was just the guy that we got to fill out the roster, so wouldn't feel bad moving on from him. But before that, I guess we could check out our player stats. Kessler won't give up shooting threes. He really wants to get good at it. Darren Peterson shooting good from 3, as well as Debansa, Johnson, McCain, Neely. Neely, that's good, because I think he was one of the young random guys, so we'll take that. Tari Eason shooting well. Dylan Harper not shooting great from 3. We might try to move on from... Oh, he's hurt, so we can't move on from him. Never mind. All right, maybe in the offseason. Keonte George shooting not as well from 3, but he's been very good, so I think we ignore that. Ray Rice, the guy who jumped up a bunch overall, shooting just 34% and taking 4 shots a game. Good from the field. Not good at getting blocks or steals, nor rebounds, nor assists. He might be, and he's not in the last year of a rookie contract. No, he's got another year. Okay. We might want to try to trade him for a better young guy. And maybe that's the move that we try to make this year. So let's take a peek at that. Never mind. It looks like Ray Rice is doing pretty well. He's playing limited minutes. He's getting, if you do per 36, 21, 7, and 4, a steal per game. He's not very efficient. Hopefully he gets better. But with these stats, I think we could stick with him right now. I'm comparing him to this guy who's very efficient. But I think if we look at his contract situation, yeah, he's on the last year of his deal, so he's about to get a payday. So we'll hold on to Rice for now. And I think we'll just keep it simming. All right, Jesse Clayton is again the MVP for the Thunder, helping them have that ridiculous offense. This guy's your Rookie of the Year. Sixth Man of the Year is that guy. DPOY is Evan Mobley. Interesting. With just 2 blocks and 1 steal a game. And he is on the Mavericks, along with the most improved player, Bradley Shelton. Clutch Player of the Year is Jaden Quaintance. We are the Coach of the Year and the Exec of the Year, going 76-6. We will do what we've been doing these past couple of years, where we just sim until we lose, and we lose the first game. All right. Let's see why. We lose by 3. I don't care. Just sim again. We should be fine. I mean, they're the 8th seed. Okay, 2-2. Just win the damn series. Thank you. All right. We play the Pistons. If we lose to them, we will change. Yep, we're fine. Okay, playing the 2 seed, the Brooklyn Nets. We lose to them. Let's check out that box score. We lose by 15. That's a very good margin. So let's adjust this rotation. Tari Eason's cold. Henderson, he plays point guard, power forward, center. Let's cut it to a 9-man. And sim, we win. 2, 3, and that puts us in the finals against the Oklahoma City Thunder. All right, this is probably our biggest test in the video. They have such a strong team. The MVP is also the Western Conference Finals MVP, Jesse Clayton, going up against AJ Debansa, who stepped up in that Eastern Conference Finals, 24, 11, and 4, shooting terribly from 3, but great from the field. All right, and let's look to see if there's anything we need to do against these Oklahoma City Thunder. So let's see what they did in the regular season. They had the best offense by 5 points ahead of us. They don't have a great defense. They make the most shots in the league. They take the second most shots in the league. They're the second most efficient to us. They don't take the most threes, They take middle of the pack, 32.3. But where are we? We're 21. Or not 21, 29. But 21th in the league. Efficiency, they're around the same as us, so we should try to get them up. I mean, we're already getting shooters open as our system, so there's not much else we could do there, and I don't want to touch the tendencies. And they get a lot of free throws, but we're going to be playing physical defense on the perimeter, so hopefully we won't be fouling them too much. Rebounds per game, they're top 5, we're top 10. And they're really good at getting assists. I think all we can do, let's just check our system to make sure it's set the same way. Limit. Yeah, no, I think we just keep doing what we're doing and just see who wins out. So we win the first game and we blow them out. Win the second game too. Blow them out again by 40. Oh, this one was a close one. Only won by 2 points. Points all around for our team. Let's see if anyone really stood out. 9 rebounds for Missy. 10 assists for Peterson. 8 from Debansa. 6 McCain, 4 Johnson, Missy, and George. Missy having 4 assists is kind of interesting. 2 steals from Debansa and Harper. 2 blocks from Debansa. Debansa's been a monster here. And then on their side, Chet giving them most of the point production, and then Shea, Francis. We were able to pretty much shut down Clayton other than getting 13 rebounds and 7 assists. Damn, it's like playing the Joker. Okay. So, I mean, I thought this was going to be the toughest challenge, but let's just sim and... Okay, so a gentleman's sweep. There you go. Darren Peterson is your finals MVP. 26, 6, and 12 assists per game. Damn. Steal and a half and a block a game. 50, 48, 89 shooting splits. How about that? Yeah, that was a good series from him. That's the only way we were able to dominate them. All right. Took a look at the draft class, didn't love anyone. So we are going to try to keep our late pick. And again, just keep trading out to improve our draft picks for the out years. And we will draft the guys towards the end of the first round. This guy might become Jamal Crawford. I love Jamal Crawford. That would be amazing. Right, we actually have the perfect amount of players, so nothing to do here in free agency. We will just keep it moving. In player progression, Trey Johnson gets 1 better. Dylan Harper starts falling off. Yeah, we're going to have to try to move on from him. Keonte George gets a little bit worse, but I think he's still putting up pretty good stats. He was a little bit less efficient from 3. Ray Rice gets 1 better. Neely gets 1 better. Kessler drops 3 overall. We're probably going to have to try to find a replacement big. Tari Easton stays the same. Been a good free agent signing that was just filling out the roster. Seems pretty solid. Henderson gets worse. Robin stays the same. And he might have stopped progressing, which sucks because he had like a pretty high ceiling. Lane does get 4 better overall, so that's good. We need that center improvement. Then we have this guy. All right, we're going to try to make a move to get Jaden Quains, who I believe is most improved player, something like that. Very efficient big man that does a little bit of everything for you. Can shoot the 3 too. And this is to improve our center position, which has kind of been lacking for a while now. And we are going to try to move off of Dylan Harper to get there. He's been dropping off in efficiency, and he dropped a couple of overalls, so we think he's heading in the wrong direction. Let's see if we could just do that. Okay, we're going to have to attach some assets. That's fine. We start with giving as many second rounders as we can, and then we'll start adding firsts from there. All right, do you want 4 second rounders and a first round pick? 3 second rounders and 2 first round picks? He's going to ask for 3 first round picks. 4? Jeez. Okay, we might have gotten fleeced a bit because we had to give up 4 first round picks and Dylan Harper, but we have a better fit on the team now. We have a center, and he's young, and he's going to hopefully stay with the team and get better. Jaden Quains will now be our starting center. We have Jared McCain, Trey Johnson, Peterson, and Debansa. George, Rice, Missy, Neely off the bench. And we are going to stretch this again to a 12-man rotation. And then we'll put everyone else in the G League if we can. All right, we are at the trade deadline, and we are 46-7, still a dominant team. We're going to take a look at contract extensions and get those. Ooh, it's not going to let us do some of the contract extensions. Okay, so this is where it gets tricky. We are going to extend our center because we paid for him. We just got him. Okay, good. Keonte George, because he has been dropping, he's going to be a little bit cheaper. So we're going to be able to keep him. Walker Kessler's willing to take a minimum. That's fantastic. Thank you, Walker. Tari Eason, who we just grabbed randomly, is going to take a minimum. Thank you, sir. And somehow, with all of that, Trey Johnson, you do not have enough room under the hard cap to sign Trey Johnson. Damn. Okay, so we're... And I think we want to keep him. Yeah, he's averaging... Damn. No, we need to find a way to keep Trey Johnson. He's only 27. Okay, so there's a big contract that we're going to have to get off of to make sure we can keep Trey Johnson. So let's take a look at that. And he's our biggest contract. That could be a contributing factor. We won't be able to trade McCain. I'm gonna edit him and make him tradable if we want to trade him. Let's take a look. He's only given us 18, 5, and 6 on good efficiency. But I'd rather have Johnson instead of McCain, so keep that in mind. This is our center. We need to keep him. We need to have a good center. Debansa's insane, and he's been big in the playoffs. Peterson had the one crazy playoff, too. He does a little bit of everything. We're going to keep him. Keonte George he's been efficient, and he had a cheap contract. Damn. Okay, so I think we're going to try to move McCain. That's going to be the move. Okay, I think this is our best option. We have one guy on an expiring deal for $25 million, and this guy who has $22 million. And we're going to try to just move off of Corey Wall once we trade. We will have to give up one of our centers. He's only 73 to 74, so I guess he progressed throughout the year. But we're going to make this trade, and then we're going to try to get rid of Corey Wall. And I don't know if that's going to be enough for us to be able to re-sign Trey Johnson. Let's take a look. Oh, good. Fantastic. We are able to keep Trey Johnson. So we're going to have to start making moves like that to keep our guys together. We should try to remember Corey Wall to try to get him off the team because he's just taking up a bunch of salary, and it's not some guy that I picked. So I don't know how efficient he is. 17, 9, and that's a lot of assists for a big man. Shooting bad from 3. Hopefully he doesn't take many shots. Yeah, we might stick around with him. But we've done what we need to do at this trade deadline. Happy about what we've done. Let's go to the postseason. Jesse Clayton is your MVP once again on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Kenny Jameson, Rookie of the Year. Sixth Man of the Year is on the Oklahoma City Thunder as well. They've been stacking players like we've been stacking players. And their Sixth Man of the Year is also the most improved. Clutch Player of the Year is Ant. And we win Coach of the Year and Exec of the Year with going 74 and 8. Running the 12-man rotation, we will run it until the wheels fall off, aka we lose a single time. First round is a sweep. The second round is a sweep. And let's see if we can go all the way. Nope, we have a gentleman's sweep to get into the finals where we will be meeting up against our rivals, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Jesse Clayton, the MVP, is also the Western Conference Finals MVP. He has 20, 12, and 8. And on good efficiency, too. And he's going to be going up against his rival, AJ Debansa. I'm not going to toy around with the 12-man rotation here. I'm going to cut it to 10. Kessler coming off the bench. Yeah, we need the centers. So, yep, I think this is fine. Let's see how this goes. Let's put up game 1 is a win. 2 is a loss. 3 is a loss. Okay, we're going to have to start looking at these box scores. So game 1, we win by scoring a ton of points. Game 2, we lose by 8. Our defense wasn't good enough and we didn't score enough. Game 3, they just scored so much. So we got to stop them from scoring. And how do we do that? Are they hitting a ton of threes? Not really. I think our system is set up good for it. 10. I'm just going to shorten the rotation. And our worst guy out there is going to be an 83 overall. That's got to be fine. And we're going to move one of the small forwards to shooting guard in case there's some funny stuff with subs going on. So let's go. Drew Hawkins. I don't think... Is this one of the guys I drafted? Or this is... This might have been the guy we got for trading away Jared McCain. Make him a shooting guard. Small forward. Check the rotation. That looks a little bit more even. Okay. Let's see if we can win this game. Okay, we do. We even up the series. I'm going to do Simcast after we check the box score. So we scored a ton of points. They still scored pretty well. It's been hard to keep this team down. The top guy shot really well from 3. Not so much for the rest of the team. So our 3-point defense seems to be working. Okay, looks like they're running it up on us. Oh, but we make a comeback. And we will win this game. All right, we're going to game 6. Let's see what our Warriors can do. Okay, it looks like they should win this game pretty handily. Okay, they win the game by 13. That is the closest we've had in terms of series in a long time. Darren Peterson averaging 27, 5, and 8, we'll call it. 2 steals, shooting 60, 50, 80, 8. We'll take that. We take that, Darren Peterson. He's been huge in the clutch. Usually it's been Debansa who's been solid. He's been good every year, and he wins Finals MVP sometimes. But when we really need it, Darren Peterson comes through. And I want to take a look at these box scores too. So let's go to game 5. We won that one by 15, 18 points. And then the final game we went by 13. Pretty even distribution for the Thunder. Johnson and Debansa, stuff in the stat sheet. 5 steals from Debansa. Damn. 3 from Rice. Okay, so it's good we held on to that guy. 3 from Hawkins, too. Okay. I see you. And I skipped over game 5. Shea, Francis, top guard, leading them for points. Checking a ton of rebounds. 8 blocks is insane. We were getting stuffed. That is no good. He was a monster. Debansa had 3 blocks in the same game. A couple of steals from a couple of different guys. Debansa with 15 rebounds and 13 assists and 3 blocks. What a stat line. That is crazy. All right, I think... I was about to say we're unstoppable, seeing the way that we were rolling through this. 2 wins against us. Things are getting a little bit interesting, and we're going to have to start moving off of guys that we really actually like, but we just can't keep and afford anymore. Actually, we would have to give up pretty much all of our draft compensation, and I'm not willing to do that, so we are not going to get that guy. We'll just take our 30th pick and see what happens. All right, we have a couple guys in restricted free agency that we're going to try to bring back. It's Neely and Rice. I believe they've both been solid for us. Yeah, a lot of rebounds, good efficiency from the field. Some rebounds and assists from Ray Rice. Good points per game, good efficiency. So if we can't keep them, we would like to. And before we move on, let me also make sure that we're extending guys. Missy, we need center depth, so yes, stick around, please, sir. Corey Wall, yep, if you could stick around. And if you want to stick around for a minimum, hell yeah, sure. So let's try to keep these guys. We're going to go through these days and hope that no one offers them. Oh, crap, someone offered them. And it is a good deal. Ray Rice will be taking that deal. 4 years, 93. Okay, so less than 20. Less than 30 a year. So that's fine. We'll match that. We'll let him do that. So we will match that contract. Hopefully Brent doesn't get any offers, and we hold him still. Okay. We're going to go as far as we can in this free agency to see, hopefully, his expectations go down and he got a contract. But it's a bad one. He's got 3 offers now. Okay, he wants to take that. So we got to do better than 1 year, 16 million. So let's start by going down to 1 year. Actually, not good. 2 years. Front loaded. And 5 years. This looks like it was a higher interest, so this should be fine. Let's offer that. Okay. So far it's beating out. Okay, and he does take that contract. Okay, good. And we have 15 guys on the dot, so we are good to move. Trey Johnson is getting 1 worse. Quaintance, 1 worse, the center that we picked up. Keonte George hops up 1. Corey Wall, who we just signed for like 3 years extension on minimum, gets 1 better. Rodman Henderson staying the same, not doing much, but they're filling out the roster, so they could stick around and maybe we move on from them and get some picks. Kessler drops 2 overall. Eason drops 3 overall. Both of them are on longer contracts. I think minimums for most of the years. We might try to move them in the off season and get some assets back for them. Buckner jumps up 4 overall, and we have Gordon Little here as well. Okay, we have a 12-man rotation. We sent some of our guys down to the G League. We are ready for another season. All right, and at the trade deadline, we are 43-7. Let's look at our player stats. I won't look at the team stats anymore because we're just dominating, unless we see a significant change on the record. So let's just look at our players, see if anyone's inefficient that we want to move on from. This guy is good from the field, not so great from 3, not taking that many shots. We're fine with that. Debansa 39% from 3, a little bit lower, but I mean, hey, still good. Same thing for Peterson. Quaintance, our center, is shooting incredible from 3, putting up 5 a game almost. Trey Johnson, good. George is good. Kessler is hurt, just day to day. Missy, not so great from the field. We might try to move on from Missy, because I mean, as a center, shooting like that, nah. Neely, not shooting great either. He has an injury. Both of these guys are injured. We'll change their injuries so we could trade them. Ray Rice shooting very well. Corey Wall shooting all right from 3. He's a big man though, so we'll let it slide. Tari Eason, we're gonna move on from, and we're gonna move on from Reed Rahman too. He sucks. And he was one of the guys I think had good potential, but he's not doing anything this year. He's hurting us. So we will move him, try to get some assets. Chucky Henderson, oh my god, he's terrible. Okay, these guys are hurting our team. We need to get rid of these 2 first. You want to give me a first-round pick for this bum? Sure thing. Just get, first-round pick and some random center. Sure thing. Sounds good. Another first-round pick for Doyle Peterson. Sounds fantastic. And Tari Eason, we will move if we could get. It looks like it's just second-round picks. We'll do this one. And then Kessler is hurt. We can't wait a day because it's a trade deadline. Maybe we just do it in the offseason. Hopefully we'll remember. I will cut the rotation now, though, because I'm thinking we got some real stinkers out there. We'll cut it to 10. And then we will move into the playoffs. Cameron Boozer is your MVP once again, 28, 12, and 4. Almost 2 steals, block and a half a game on 50, 40, 77. Rookie of the Year is that guy. Sixth Man of the Year is that guy. DPOI is that guy. Most Improved Player is Taylor Washington. Cam Boozer is also the Clutch Player of the Year, and we win Coach of the Year and Exec of the Year, going 70 and 12. We will be playing the Atlanta Hawks in the first round. We're going to sim until we lose, and then we will make changes in that. We're already 3-1. It's fine. We'll get out of there. Now playing the 76ers, we win the first, the second, the third, and the fourth for a sweep. Playing the Brooklyn Nets in the conference finals again. They must be getting sick of us by now, and we've just swept them again. And we meet our rivals in the finals one more time. Western Conference Finals MVP is Jesse Clayton, multiple-time MVP. Debansa goes insane in the Eastern Conference Finals, giving us 29, 8, and 4. A steal, almost 2 blocks. 60, 50, 70. All right. We will take the same approach with them by... Okay, Kessler is the last guy. We might cut. Let's sim this game, see what happens if we lose. Nope, we're fine. Let's do it again. And again. All right. Now that we're about to win this, I'm going to check the team stats. I didn't build up any suspense for you guys. Sorry about that. Thunder's still the best offense, losing their ground, and we're losing our ground as well. We're 6 points behind them. We still have the best defense in the league, allowing under 100 points per game, which is crazy. Second most efficient from the field. Thunder are very efficient from the field as well. The Thunder were less efficient from 3, and that looks like that hurt them. But they're still putting up 35 shots a game, whereas we're only putting up 30, 31. Free throws made. We're top in the league, behind the Thunder though, and 2 shots behind them. And they're more efficient than us. So they were a pretty good opponent, but not good enough. They got swept in the finals. They may never win, because I think this was just about the peak of their power these past couple of years, and they couldn't get it done. Let's take a look at these box scores. We have a 10-point win here in Game 1. Game 2 is a 6-point win. So they're close games. 10-point win. And this one a little bit less close. They didn't have the heart to continue. And they lost by, I don't know, 17 points. And we move on to the next year. See if anyone can stop us. No Hall of Fame ceilings, so this draft class will do the same thing we've been doing. Just get some good value at the end of the first round. Oh, we have the first overall pick. I guess we're gonna have to trade out of that. Maybe we look to consolidate some players. We had some mid players that we can move on from, so we'll figure that out in just a second. I'm gonna trade to get some more first rounders. Yeah, 2 first rounders, we take that. Okay, so now we gotta figure out what to do with the number 1 pick. Let me go back to the draft workouts. Are any of these guys, we have all NBA, what were you? Blake Griffin, Stefon Marbury, Mitch Richmond, Bobby Jones. Yeah, none of these guys are exciting me. So I think maybe what we do is, we saw it was the Lakers pick. So we're going to go to the Lakers and just take their other first round picks. And hopefully they continue to be bad. Right, we need to add just 1 guy to our roster. Let's see if we can add Cason Wallace. Is a 79 overall and a perfect system match, and he wants to play for us for 3 years for no money. I would take that. In terms of progression, we have Ray Rice getting 1 better. Keonte George dropping down 2, but he's still putting up stats, so unless he's fallen off, we're going to keep him. Or if we have money problems, then we move him. Corey Wall down 2 at 29 years old. Cason Wallace, and this is the guy I think we were thinking about trading. Cason Wallace goes down 2 right after we pick him up. Walker Kessler is down to a 34 overall. We're probably going to have to move him. And this guy goes up 1 overall. All right, we're going to move Kessler for a first round pick. And we're not getting a lot of good offers for him, or we have to take back like a lot of money. So we're going to sit on him for now and just keep him. Okay, we have a roster which has our 12th man at a 73 overall. So I think we're going to stay at 11 man. And then when they get injured, they'll hopefully not too many guys will get injured at one time. So we don't have too many of these two-way guys playing for us. But I think that is good. We will simulate and move on. All right, at the trade deadline, we are 46-6. We will not need to check out the team stats. We know they're going to be good. Let's look at our player stats. Let's look at efficiency. Okay. Don't know who this guy is, but he's great. Missy's doing better. Last year he was bad, and we were thinking about moving on from him. Debansa doing good. Nearly shooting 44%, 44%, 43%. Buckner not doing so well. Maybe we decide to move on from him. He's on a rookie deal. But he is plateauing, not getting much better. And he has always been bad from three. And he doesn't do anything else, really. Yeah, we can move Buckner. Darren Peterson still doing well. 38% will take it. This guy has been a great acquisition at center. Really needed help in that position. Ray Rice doing good. Keonte George did drop off a little bit for 3-point efficiency. He is costing us, what, around like $50 million a year? Yeah. So if we need to move him, we will. Doyle Peterson not shooting well. Is he on a rookie deal? He's on a rookie deal. We'll let him fly for now. Corey Wall is not good, and we will try to move him in the offseason. As I said, he's got a big contract right now, so we don't get a lot of good deals. But it looks like our first course of action is to move Allen Buck. Actually, no, wait, he was a rookie, so we're not going to move him. We will look to see if we have to extend anyone. We don't. So I think we'll just keep him moving, and then we'll figure it out in the offseason. Cameron Boozer is your most valuable player, 27, 13, and 4. I think this is his third year in a row, something like that. Rookie of the year is Jamal Matthews. This guy's your 6th man of the year. That guy is your defensive player of the year. I think that's his second year. This guy is the most improved player. Cooper Flagg is the clutch player of the year. Damn, he couldn't get any MVP love? Because what did he do versus the other guy? Hold on, let's see this. And we won NBA Cup MVP. So 27, 13, and 4. I guess it's the rebounding that was the difference, because Cooper Flagg was scoring like crazy. And maybe team performance as well. All right, we sim, and we find out that we were playing the Detroit Pistons in the first round. Let's see if that matters. It does not matter. In the second round, we keep it moving, and we sweep, facing the Brooklyn Nets, the poor Brooklyn Nets, who are going to get thrashed again by us. Actually, they win one. Okay. All right, gentlemen, sweep. Respectable. And our old nemesis, the Oklahoma City Thunder, will be meeting us in the finals again. J.C. Clayton getting a ton of rebounds and assists. And he's going up against A.J. Debansa. Let's see who wins this one. Wizards win the first, the second, the third. We can't be stopped, guys. This is just getting silly now. Debansa 24, 10, and 4 on good efficiency from the field and from 3. And we are champions once again in 2036. And I think that might be 10 in a row. Let's go to the league news and see where we are. Let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. We turned this challenge into the Bill Russell challenge. And I think this is probably a good place to stop. We're going to take a look at some of the stats of the players over the years, see what the team records are, stuff like that. But let's look at this. See how many times we had. Okay, so we started out with Jaylen Johnson. He won 2 finals MVPs. Keonte George got us 1. And he stayed on the team. That's cool. Debansa with 3, 4, 5 finals MVPs. And Darren Peterson winning us 3 finals MVPs. The closest we came to losing was our second year, where we went to Game 7 with the Dallas Mavericks. And then after that, they only could get 1 win, except in 2033-34 season, where Oklahoma City took us to 6 games. And then And we actually played them 4 years in a row. That was the closest they got in year 2, and then we just thrashed them, swept them 2 years after that. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's check out the team records. So total points, actually nothing changes because we had a lot of good guys. So I guess no one was able to get the ball a bunch. We also had long rotations too. Field goals made, any of this? Nope. Those are all. I didn't know that Michael Jordan was the third best in field goals made for the Wizards. That's crazy in that 1 year. 3-pointers made. Nope. Nothing changes there too. Free throws. Nope. The Wizards have some really interesting team stats that it looks like we weren't able to beat in any way. Russell Westbrook, for the 1 year he was here, had a ridiculous amount of assists in games. Blocks, yep, couldn't touch that. Steals, anything there? Nope, doesn't look like it. Oh, here we go. We finally got one. Darren Peterson had the 8th most assists. And that's pretty impressive. In 2036, so the year we just had. That's pretty impressive considering that it was a long rotation. Okay, so that's interesting to see. Not a lot of interesting team stats. Let's look at the player stats that we have of the guys that are on the remaining roster. We're going to look at the top guys like Darren Peterson. Let's go over to his career stats. So for his career, he's been averaging 17, 5, and 6.5. And maybe, can we go to 36 or 36 in this menu? Yeah, let's do that. Because that's a little bit more fair. We've been stretching the guys. So 21, 6, and 8. Steal and a half per game. And shooting 50, 40, 80 for his career. Pretty impressive for his 10 years pro. Looking at Debansa, he averaged a little bit more points, so it was a little bit more effective than that. And also more rebounds and assists, I believe. 50, 40, 80. Grabbing a steal and a half, block and a half a game. Trey Johnson was our flamethrower, just getting us a ton of points. Yeah, he averaged 26 points a game, 4 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1 steal, low turnovers per game. He really helped us out with that. Shooting 54, 43, and 95. He was just hitting everything. He just scored at every possible way. Yep, and his name, his player comp is a crafty walking bucket. That sounds about right. Looking at Ray Rice, he came on for us and started playing a little bit more as time wore on. He averaged 25 and 5, steal a game, 49% from the field, 42 from 3, 85 from the free throw line. And I think the last guy that I want to look at here is Keonte George. He helped us early on really establish ourselves. And he was able to average 21 points a game, including his years in Utah. 3 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal. Pretty low turnovers per game. 48.5 from the field and 41% from 3. 90% from the line. So, pretty crazy rebuild. And very impressive at the beginning that we were able to get it going so fast. I was very impressed that this team was able to turn it around, even when I was just trying to just accumulate assets. Debansa and Peterson did a heavy load of lifting to keep us competitive for so long. Ran into some problems with having to move guys. We had to move off of Jared McCain because the team was getting too expensive and we weren't going to be able to keep everyone. But we managed to stand through the test of time and we complete the Bill Russell challenge with the Washington Wizards, which is insane. And it also helps to get top picks and drafts. Make the move that you need to get the talent whenever you can. And then around the talent, you just fill in. Make sure you're always keeping your roster fully staffed. Always building up asset value of even or lower quality guys. Like we had everyone always getting put into the G League, getting better there, and then we would move on from them, grab second round picks, first round picks, all that. But this has been a fun rebuild. Didn't think we would go this way and it would be so easy, provided that we were making moves and making sure we keep the value of the team as high as possible. But this was a dominant rebuild. This has been fun. Let me know if you guys have any specific rebuilds you want to see from me. But appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.